Good morning, math warriors. I'm so glad I can finally teach you live today. Not really in person, but at least you can see me. I sure wish I could see you. Today and tomorrow, we're going to finish up chapter 6. We're going to work on lesson 8 for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to start chapter 9. We're going to skip chapter 7 and 8 because I've already taught you all that information. For a couple of months now, we've been working on all of our multiplication facts. So I'm not going to take the time to teach that again to you. Instead, you guys can work on it yourself whenever you have time. Just when you're sitting watching TV, if you just want to work in those pages, I'm not going to check it and pick it up for homework though. And it's not going to be graded. It's just, I think it's a good idea for you guys to go ahead and do it whenever you get time. Because it never hurts to review skills you've already learned. It's always good for you. Today we're going to talk about lesson 8, chapter 6, lesson 8. So have you guys ever heard of Harry Potter? Harry Potter is some of my kids' favorite books and movies. They love Harry Potter. We've all read every book and watched every movie multiple times. So in Harry Potter gets something called, it's a magic cape, and he calls it an invisibility cloak. And when he puts it over his head, he's invisible and nobody can see him, and he can walk around the castle and be right in front of people and they don't know he's there. It's an invisibility cloak. So we're going to use our own invisibility cloak to work on some math problems that are a little bigger than what we're used to. So let's do the first one. If I look up here, I have a problem. 40 times 3. Well, 40 times 3, that's a big number. I don't think I can do that one in my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Watch this. I'm going to put an invisibility cloak over this 0 so that we can't see it. I'm going to pretend it's not even there. It's invisible. And then what I'm left with is 4 times 3. Well, you guys know what 4 times 3 is. That's easy, right? 4 times 3 is 12. Nice. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 0 out from under the invisibility cloak and move it to the end. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to move it over here. And my answer becomes 120. Pretty good. I have a cat who's trying to come to math class over here. We'll see if he comes over later and I'll show him to you. Let's do another one. So if my problem is 60 times 2, well, 60 is a really big number to multiply. So I'm going to put this 0 in the invisibility cloak. Now, what I have left, if this is invisible, is a 6 and a 2. And I know that 6 times 2 is 12. It's also 12, isn't that funny? 6 times 2 is 12. And if I take the 0 out and move it over, my answer is 120 again, 2 120s. So here's the important thing you need to remember about this. You can only use the invisibility cloak on numbers that have a 0 at the end of the number. You can't use it for any other number. Just when there's a 0 at the end, you can put it in the invisibility cloak and then just do the rest of the multiplication problem and then pull it back out at the end. Let's do another one. Let's do 50 times 8. So if I put the 0 in the invisibility cloak and I'm left with 5 times 8, 5 times 8 equals 40. And then I take the 0 out of the invisibility cloak and I move it over here, I end up with 400. 50 times 8 equals 400. Here's another cool trick. You can do it if there's more than one 0 at the end. That's pretty nice. So let's say I have 700 times, let's do times 4. Now I have 2 zeros, 700 times 4. That's a really, really, really big number. But it's okay, because I am going to put both zeros in the invisibility cloak. And then I'm just left with 7 times 4. 7 times 4, we know, is 28. And I can take both of these zeros out of the invisibility cloak and move them to the end. And I get 2,800. So that's pretty cool, huh? You guys have fun using your invisibility cloak today on your lesson. Again, it is chapter 6, lesson 8, and it's pages 339 and 340. All right, let's start working on the workbook pages for 339 and 340. This is what the first page looks like. And again, this is about multiplying a factor of 10 to another factor. So multiplication with factors of 10. So here we go. The first example is a new hotel has 3 floors. There are 20 rooms on each floor. What is the total number of rooms in that hotel? So 3 floors, first floor, second floor, third floor, and there are 20 rooms on each floor. That problem is 3 times 20. And if I put the 0 under the invisibility cloak, I'm left with 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. And if I put the 0, take it out from under the invisibility cloak and put it at after the 6, my answer becomes 3 times 20 is 60. All right. A different way you can look at this is 3 times 20 is the same thing as saying 3 times 2 tens. So 3 times 2 tens equals 6 tens. So 3 times 20 is 60. Or you could say, you could use repeated addition and say you're going to do 3 20s, so it is 20 plus 20 plus 20, that's 3 20s, equals 60. Very good. All right, let's look at page 340. Example 2. Ellie is buying 2 bags of beads to add to her bead collection. Each bag has 40 beads. How many beads is Ellie buying? So she has 2 bags, and in each bag there are 40 beads. The problem is 2 times 40. 2 times 40 is the same thing as saying 2 times 4 times 10. 4 times 10 is 40, right? So 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 times 10 is 80. So Ellie is buying 80 beads. Example 3, find the unknown in 4 times 50 equals the unknown. So 4 times 50, if I put that 0 under the invisibility cloak, my problem is 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Then I take that 0 out of the invisibility cloak and move it to the end, and I have 200. So 4 times 50 is 200. The unknown is 200. Let's do the first 2 problems together. 2 times 20 is the same thing as saying 2 times 2 tens, which is a total of 4 tens. So 2 times 20 is 40. 5 times 60 is the same thing as saying 5 times 6 tens. So 5 times 6 tens is the same as saying 30 tens total. So 5 times 60 equals 300. These are all different ways to look at it. You can use the invisibility cloak. You can use these tens. You can divide it like up here, making putting the number of tens in parentheses and the other factor outside of the parentheses. Do it whatever way makes the most sense for you. Have a good day, guys. Now let's see if I can find one of those cats to show you. Hold on. All right, I've got my cat treats, and if I shake them, we're gonna see which cat is the first one to come. I'm guessing it'll be Chubby. Want some? Oh no, he's beat. Somebody else beat him. Look who it is. Joey got here first. Joey said, "Give me some of those cat treats." All right, Joseph, you want some cat treats? Here you go. Oh, there's the other one. All right, here, Joey, here's cat treats for you. And let's see if you guys can see Charles. Oh, Charles. Charles is the biggest boy, and he really likes treats. I see somebody else coming over. Let's see if I can get Max for you. Max. Treats for Charles. Come on, Max. Oh, if Max comes over, all the other cats are going to run because they're afraid of him. He's a little bit of a bully. Oh, but he's coming. Oh, fight, cat fight. Come here, Charles. Max. All right. And this one is Max. He's the bully. He's a little grumpy. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed your Easter break, and we can get back to some math work with my math warriors. Have a great day, guys. Bye.